Hi, welcome back to the tailgate. So back when this whole COVID thing started and they were giving out the stimulus money, I got it like on the first day that they started sending the money electronically, and I used some of that money to purchase this Pietta clone of the new model Navy. And I haven't shot it since because in addition to that, I bought some extra cylinders and loaded them up with both Pirate XP and Triple F Go X, and I was going to take them to the range, shoot them, and that didn't happen because, well, our governor decided to close the ranges. So these things have been sitting in storage for months. How many months? I'm going to have to go back and look at my old video and find out. I'll just go ahead and make a little caption there to explain. And as you can tell, it's been a while since I've handled these things. I actually haven't handled them in months. So, loading them, I got it down pat, and I should go look at my own video where I show how to load these. But I'm going to be fumbling around with these, and I'll be shooting in the woods, in Michigan, in an undisclosed location, because Rob D seems to, New York Outcast, seems to think that I can't shoot in the woods in Michigan. And although I had a DNR officer tell me I couldn't, actually you can under certain circumstances. Fortunately, I don't have to deal with that because I'm on private property with permission. Thanks, Nick. So I'm going to go out there and fire this for the first time, and I'm going to test the Pirate XP versus the Go X in each one of these clones. So let me get out there. Also, I'll put a link at the in the description section of this video. There will be a longer gun streamer version. All right, here we go. The Uberti new model Navy Reproduction with Triple F Go X at 10 yards. Okay, every chamber fired. You can see that I had to hit some of those twice. Sometimes that'll happen. I could have some work done to it to tune it up, maybe changing out the nipples. It could have just been, it's how hard the hammer strikes. The cap sometimes will affect that. In addition to having it fail and you happen to do a restrike, you may have the cap fall off. The concussion of the blast of a previous shot could knock the cap off. You can crimp the caps, change the nipples in order to make the caps fit a little bit better. Do little things like that. Or sometimes the cap will come apart and fall down into the mechanism and actually jam in there. But we are clear, so let me go see how well or poorly I did. Alright, so I was aiming here and everything hit high. So that's on me. I've got to adjust my point of aim. And somehow or another I ended up with an extra hole. Must have been left over from a previous range trip. Okay. Seem to have moved the stick. So I'm going to use my trucker's friend as a line here. 10.2 yards. Alright. All right. Don't know how well you can see it. I'll put it on half cock. There's a cap there. Oh, okay. So I did fire that one off, but the cap fell off. So if you can, I don't know how well this will show up on camera. This is kind of an odd angle in low light, and I'm kind of watching what I'm doing here. Right here is a loaded chamber. So let's get a percussion cap and let's fire that off. There we go. That one I shot high. All right, now the Pietta. First time ever shooting this. First time ever shooting this. And let's see, let's make sure all the caps are on. Yep, we're good. Here we go. I'm gonna aim for the target on the right.
Misfire.
Misfire. Another misfire. There we go. Making so much smoke, I actually cannot see the target. It doesn't help that I'm using sunglasses and it's kind of shaded over here. That one popped the cap right off into my hand. I can already tell you, with all this smoke, it'd be hard to hit the target even without these crude sights. And you can see 1 or 2 strikes, and on that restrike it seats that percussion cap hard enough. Maybe from just sitting around like this, I didn't have them in all the way. Put on half cock, and that looks like debris in a chamber. I've got something here in one of the chambers. Nope. That one must have knocked the cap right off. That's just some boar butter. So let's go ahead and recap this one. It's nice having this in my pocket, nice and handy. I'd recommend getting one. All right. Here we go. Double check. Yep, she's empty. So let me go down there and check. First shots with the Pietta. I aimed here. And everything is to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, all right, so high and to the left. I'm doing that with both of them. So I'm gonna say it's me, not the revolvers. All right. Hearing protection on. Second cylinder out of the Pietta New Model Navy, 36 caliber, with 30 grains of triple F GoX. And I dropped the cap. Simply get our capper. Your new percussion cap on there. Spin it around. And drop the cap. All right. There we go. So whether you watch the long version on YouTube of this video or the very much longer version of this video on Gunstreamer, either way, you might think that I was showing that having a cap and ball revolver is a very negative experience, and that is not true at all. Now, in the YouTube video, I didn't show me using the Pirate XP. That was at the end, and that's where most of my problems came from. But overall, I had problem after problem on that range day. The thing is, though, I can take those negatives and I can use those as positives, and that's what I ended up doing. And I will be doing more videos using my Reproduction new model navies. Let me show you exactly what ended up going wrong, or what I ended up learning from this. So I had a cylinder with triple FGOX black powder and a cylinder with Pirate XP substitute black powder for both of these revolvers, loaded and ready to go. And they had been stored in Ziploc bags in my house for about 2.5 months. When I started off the day, it was 70 degrees, and the temperature really wasn't that bad. The bore butter was thick and solid. I left the Pyrex cylinders on the back of my tailgate. The tailgate has a bed liner on it, which is black, and the cylinders are black. Setting in that sun, the black color absorbed the heat and ended up melting the bore butter inside the bags. Bore butter got all over everything, and I believe what it did was it contaminated underneath each of the percussion caps. Because if you notice the misfires in the videos, that's because the percussion caps probably weren't seated from sitting in storage for so long. So, I know I can store them, but if I do, before I put them in a revolver, I want to make sure those caps are really well seated. Another thing is, as far as using bore butter, I need to keep it out of direct sunlight. So, that's something I learned. When I tried to clear the last 2 plugged chambers on the Pietta, because eventually I got everything fired out of the Uberti, I tried jamming the wooden stem from a Q-tip in there. That just broke off. That didn't work. And I grabbed my set of Allen wrenches, and I took the smallest wrench to try to put it in there, and that didn't work. I actually broke it off and split my thumb open. So I've already ordered a new set of these. I actually ordered 3. So what would have helped? Well, I got a hold of my friend Nick, who it was his land I was shooting on. Thanks, Nick. And he made a he gave me some pointers. One thing I can do is I can start keeping paper clips in my range bag, both jumbo and standard size. Now, I already tried putting a jumbo in here and it wouldn't work. But this standard size will go down into the nipple, and if you wiggle it some, it'll go all the way into the chamber. The flash hole there inside the chamber is much smaller than the opening here on the nipple. You'd have to shine a light down there to see it, but it's very tiny, and this will fit in there. Having something like this might have saved the day. Another thing is, he suggested the tiny brushes that you can get that are set up in a little handle like this for the rosebud tip on an oxyacetylene torch. So I may end up getting those. I'll go ahead and look on Amazon and see if I can get a set of those. Keep that in my range bag as additional tools. You can never have enough tools. What I ended up doing, and you'll see this on another video if you check it out, I will be publishing it after this video, is I went to the local sporting goods store, ended up buying a nipple wrench, something I haven't had before. Now this one is too big for the nipples on this, so this may work on my other percussion revolvers. What I ended up doing was getting a T-handle and this bullet puller that come in this kit with other things, and I've never used a bullet puller on a percussion revolver before. I just sort of figured it out and made it work. I ended up making a video out of it, and if you stay tuned to my channel, you will see that. So now I have a bullet puller. I've got a nipple wrench, and I've got some very simple tools that I should have already had to help me deal with this problem if I have it in the future. I also have a better idea of how to store the cylinders if I want to have them preloaded before I go. So overall, I would call this a really good learning experience and a good opportunity to just get out in the woods and just have a good day. You know, my thumb's healed up, and I would say that this does nothing to discourage me from going out and enjoying my percussion revolvers anymore. So, if you have any questions, I'll put my email in the comment section. Go ahead and email me if you have any questions, or leave a comment on the video and let me know what you think, or if you have any suggestions for me as far as other tools I might have, or if you have just any questions about black powder revolvers in general. Thank you very much for watching.